Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. So I got my hands on the new mod for the Ocucor, Sentient Surge, and I can hear you wondering, is it any good? This video should dispel any notions of whether this mod is good or bad. So, I have a 5-former Ocucor build that I've had for quite a while. It is my magnum opus, not because it has 5-former in it, but for the fact that it has 5-former on what I consider to be not exactly a great beam weapon when easier to use and better alternatives exist, like the Nucor. But here is my 5-former Ocucor build. It is quite a bit of investment, but I promise you it's worth it. So we have a high crit chance and status weapon. I did originally opt for more crit damage multi, but I ended up switching it out for Gunslinger instead. However, that specific build works as well if you switch Gunslinger for either Creeping Bullseye or Target Cracker. And Galvanized mods, Gunslinger, Primed Heater Charge. This isn't even max rank simply because I don't have the credits or Endo. 20,000 Endo is not exactly something easy to come by. And I opted to put Secondary Encumber. Now, why Secondary Encumber when I have Heated Charge and I could put on Cascadia Flare? Well, I figured if I'm going to be hitting multiple targets at once, up to 4 targets all at the same time, I may as well be lathering them in status effects, as well as having a high status weapon to really get through as many status effects as I can, so it becomes a universal beam tool. For example, I don't want to have to switch my elements around because I'm going against Corpus or Grineer. I'd rather just use this as a all-rounder. So we'll take a look at what this does promptly. I'm going to spawn in a few Grineer units and hose them down. Now, damage initially is pretty average, but once you get those tendrils out, you can really start dealing some damage. The Sentient Surge really completes this weapon, because Sentient Surge, for each target eliminated, it refills 20% of Ocucor's magazine. Okay, 20% per tendril. Each tendril is their own beam, so this weapon has a guaranteed 4 times multiplier at max stacks of kills, or every 4 kills you get, but then it refills 20% of the magazine. So it creates this loop of kill to refill, to then get more tendrils, which continues to refill the magazine, which then promotes even more killing. But that's not all. At max stacks of Sentient Surge, you have a maximum of 240% crit chance and 240% status chance, or multipliers of 2.4. Now, even with this build, that may just be overkill, but personally I really enjoy it because the ability to lather status effects on multiple enemies at once is always going to be fun, or at least in my eyes. I'll go ahead and spawn in some more Corpus as well. Also, you'll notice that these enemies are level 175. That is, and for good reason. It's just to show off the DPS capability of this weapon, even despite being a fairly niche weapon, if I do say. I will always be impressed just by how DE turns like average or middle of the road weapons into absolutely fantastic ones. And yeah, just like that, they're all gone. I do not have anything affecting my. I have nothing affecting my pistol's damage on Vorvan. Even so, I wasn't being damaged, so critical chance is fine. I will switch to a more practical demonstration of this build in 1 second. Alright, so this is the practical portion of the build where I show you like the damage capability of the Ocucor against a various amount of targets, all corrupted because it just makes it easier. Initial damage, not bad on shielded units, but armored units, it shreds. Also, really looking at it, I think that building to max stacks of Sentient Surge on shielded enemies, it does a lot better because it has that massive damage and status bonus combined with the status arcane that I throw on. It gives it a random chance to put magnetic and slash, which does a lot of damage to shield and health. I think DE have done a fantastic job with this particular mod, and the reduced need for removing armor with enemies that are such high level is also convenient, since typically you would have to armor strip or shield strip enemies just to kill them, but with this thing, with this specific build, it doesn't seem to be an issue at all. The huge increase to status chance and critical chance means all hits at max stacks are going to be yellow crits, which is actually really nice. And the ability to just spray in the general direction of enemies. I'm literally shooting a wall and the tendrils are reaching out and shredding. Now, do I think this is going to necessarily replace the Ocucor or something? No. Unless you have some really good ribbon that gives it a marginal boost and a justification to use the Ocucor over the Ocucor and Ocucor. I don't think this is going to replace anything currently in the meta. However, I think this is a marginal boost to what is a fairly average and niche weapon from what I understand. Its ability to really really deal damage quickly is nice too, probably because of the gunslinger mod marginally increasing its DPS. Though at the end of the day, it's the build that I currently have with the mod that which probably makes me biased and makes me think it's good. If there's anything I can improve with this build, I would love to know, because I throw all of my builds through Warframe and just build them there just to get an idea of what I'm going to be getting. It's a fantastic tool I use regularly just to see if I should use X over Y and X over Z, and yeah. Anyway, this has been the Ocucor Sentient Surge build. I appreciate whoever watches this. I appreciate you very much, and I will see you in another video. Goodbye.